Okay. Hi, I'm Brian Glahn. I'm the president of ATLANTIX Global Systems. We are a IT lifecycle management organization. Been in business for over 40 years. And I'm going to try to give a general overview of the circular economy as well as how that relates to lifecycle management and the process. The IT value of lifecycle management. If you look, the first part of that process is the acquisition of infrastructure, whether that's through the cloud or if that's through a private cloud of your own. This is how we view the world and how the circular economy works. The services are how do you maintain that equipment while you own it? And then the IT asset disposition is how do you handle that process on the back end to make the full life cycle management process start over again. So what's your refresh options? How do you handle data security? How do you process that infrastructure and so on? The way we view it is if you go to an organization and you are asking them, are you extending the life of your products or are you refreshing your products daily, weekly, monthly? So how we view ITAD, IT asset disposition, is first and foremost is customers' data security. So when people discuss data security, they're typically having a conversation around cyber, how to keep attacks from coming in. The way that we address that market is around data security on the physical devices, any data-bearing device that might have personal information or corporate information. We have processes and exclusive software that can wipe and remove that information. You can track it and turn that into compliance based off our portal and reporting. Decommissioning, that's part. A lot of people try to do this themselves, where our view on that is companies should leverage their assets for investments that they're making. They should consider outsourcing that process to a company who focuses on decommissioning assets, that handles the logistics and the data security on their behalf. Value recovery. How do you leverage the value of your existing assets to help you migrate to the cloud or to refresh other IT projects that you work on? Data erasure. Data erasure to us is on-site or off-site data erasure. We look at that based on the company's environment, their company's compliance policies, and how do we help them conform and stay compliant within the organization. For some companies, that means physical destruction of the drives. That could be either degaussing or on-site shredding of the hard drives to remove data eradication. And there's R2 recycling, which is a standard of recycling services that keep you green, keep you in compliance, and that's a coordinated effort that we do with our customers. Something unique is to be able to do that across several platforms. We concentrate mostly in the network, on the storage platforms and server platforms. That's where most of corporate data is left and stored. So we do that across NetApp, EMC, Dell, HP, IBM, and several other OEMs that we work with. MindSafe is our custom application and software that we leverage to wipe the drives and wipe the data, eradicate information from your devices. So why do we do this? We do this to keep people out of the news. We do this to add a value proposition within the organization to keep them compliant, to not be surprised by what we're reading in the news. How many data breaches have you read about? How many times have you seen it happen? Is that a cyber or is that a physical data? Cyber is something that people are proactively preventing. Unfortunately, what we're finding is many organizations are reactive to data-bearing devices within their existing organization, which is a huge risk. There's a financial risk, there's penalty risks, and compliance risks throughout the organization. And we're here to consult how to handle that process formally and protect your organization and protect your data as well as your customers. Other analysis that we do for companies is we do a fair market value analysis during the life cycle of the IT equipment. So when companies are looking to find out their depreciation schedules and when they should upgrade, we advise and counsel on those values. Decommissioning. How many times do you go into a project? How do you decommission it? Who's in charge of it? Is it project managed? Someone's moving applications to new servers, new platforms. How do you schedule that alongside the decom of the older assets? How do you find value? How do you eradicate the data? How do you handle the logistics? That is a project managed service that we offer as an organization. How do we recover the value? We recover the value because we were an IT VAR and have 8,500 customers that we config, custom config, add services and maintenance to our customer base. And when we get that supply, we leverage that within our organization to redistribute it to other customers. It's the ultimate green process. We speak 10 languages. We've done business in over 90 countries. About 35% of our revenues are done internationally throughout the world. We have over 25 product manager specialists who handle product-specific needs around firmware, around how to eradicate the data properly. We leverage those throughout the organization for our salespeople. We have over 120 sales professionals. They concentrate on custom configs and upgrades for customers, and we leverage decommissioned assets to save our customers money. Example, usually this is probably the most valuable information is, where does this happen? Where do customers need this? And our viewpoint is any data center consolidation, any company that's migrating to the cloud, which is why we're here at this conference, but a unique scenario, a data center closure. So there's a local organization here, a ride-sharing company, who was closing 2 data centers in China Telecom. How do you handle that? They don't have facilities, they don't have people local to do that decom process, manage it, I would say audit, test, wipe, and remove those assets logistically at the lowest prices available. We were able to do that over Christmas holidays and New Year's. We have 75 decommission engineer specialists who will go on site, eradicate any data that's on any of the devices, and then we logistically bring that equipment or sell it into the country that'll bring the most value back to the customer. A little bit about our organization. We're 40 years in business. We have 2 main offices, one in Atlanta, one in Syracuse, New York. And our goal is to be part of the lifecycle management, which is now the buzzword, the circular economy. End-to-end IT solutions, and when we say end, the back end of that process is what people ignore until it's too late or they end up in the news. So data security, transparency, reporting. The most important thing for us is to keep our customers out of the newspapers or out of the social media for breaches. We customize those reporting and processes to make sure that happens. The logistics, decommissioning, and in many cases being able to give customers back money for their products. So that ends our presentation. Thank you for visiting. If you have questions, we'll be at our booth. Come by and see us. Thank you.